You walk past them every day, tents under bridges, faces behind cardboard signs. But what if I told you that in Philadelphia, people are rotting alive from street drugs, children are growing up without birthdays, and full-time workers sleep in cars after their shifts? This isn't a dystopian movie, it's Philly in 2025. And the truth is far worse than you think. If this shocked you, good, it means you're awake. Subscribe to the channel because we're exposing what others won't. This is not just a video, it's a wake-up call. Welcome to Globe Path Travel Documentary, where every journey reveals a hidden truth and every street whispers stories the world chose to ignore. Today, we're not just exploring Philadelphia, we're stepping into its broken heartbeat. Let's begin. Pay close attention, because by the end of this video, you'll walk away with a powerful lesson, one that could help change the life of a homeless person near you. A city of empty buildings and full streets. Philadelphia, the birthplace of American democracy, now stands as a symbol of modern neglect. In 2025, the city harbors over 40,000 vacant properties. Abandoned row homes, shuttered schools, unused commercial buildings, while more than 12,000 residents endure homelessness daily. These individuals sleep on sidewalks, in subway stations, under highway overpasses, and inside overcrowded shelters that often turn people away. The irony is staggering. The city has 3 times more empty buildings than homeless people, yet thousands remain unsheltered. These vacant structures, many of which are structurally sound, could be repurposed into transitional housing, community shelters, or rehabilitation centers. But they're held hostage by red tape, real estate speculation, and political inertia. Developers sit on properties waiting for market spikes, while city officials cite zoning restrictions and budget constraints. Meanwhile, families sleep in cars, children miss school, and the elderly freeze through winter nights. This isn't a logistical failure, it's a moral one. Homelessness in Philadelphia isn't about the absence of space, it's about the absence of compassion, urgency, and leadership. The city's architecture tells a story, not of progress, but of abandonment. And every locked door is a reminder that survival here is not a matter of possibility, but of permission. The silence of a city that knows too much Philadelphia isn't unaware, it's desensitized. When thousands sleep on sidewalks while buildings rot empty, it's not ignorance, it's indifference. In 2025, emergency shelters turn away families nightly. Public restrooms are locked to keep the homeless out. Security guards are hired not to protect people, but to push them away. And while this unfolds in plain sight, most residents walk past it like background noise. The truth: we've normalized suffering. We've made invisibility a survival skill. And the most terrifying part? The system isn't broken. It's functioning exactly as designed. Let's move forward, because what comes next is even harder to ignore. Philadelphia's forgotten children. In 2025, over 10,029 children and youth in Philadelphia are experiencing homelessness, a staggering 27% increase since 2020. These aren't just numbers. They're infants sleeping in cars, toddlers living in overcrowded apartments, and school-aged kids bouncing between shelters and motels. Of these, 3,233 are infants, toddlers, and pre-K children, many of whom have never seen a pediatrician, attended preschool, or celebrated a birthday. Nearly 80% live doubled up, crammed into unstable housing with relatives or strangers, often without privacy, safety, or legal protection. These children face higher rates of truancy, suspension, and academic failure, not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack stability. Some go to school hungry, others skip class to care for younger siblings, while their parents work multiple jobs. And many are never officially registered in any system, making them invisible to the very institutions meant to protect them. This isn't just poverty, it's childhood erased in real time. While the city debates funding and policy, a generation is growing up in trauma, silence, and survival mode. A childhood without a name. In a dim corner of a Philadelphia shelter, 7-year-old Maya quietly colors on the back of a paper plate. She's been living there for 6 months, but there's no record of her in any school system. Her mother, displaced after a sudden eviction, tried enrolling her in 3 different schools. Each required proof of address, which she couldn't provide. Maya has never had a birthday party. She's never seen a doctor. She doesn't have a school photo, a library card, or even a permanent last name on file. She's smart, She can recite poems and solve math problems faster than most kids her age, but she's invisible to the system. And she's not alone. Thousands of children like Maya drift through Philadelphia's shelters and motels, growing up in silence, shaped by instability and fear. Their childhoods are undocumented, their trauma unmeasured. They don't just lack homes, they lack identity. Let's move to the next step, because what comes next exposes the cost of survival in a city that looks away. Let's move to the next step, because the next truth is even harder to unsee. The working homeless of Philadelphia. In 2025, Philadelphia's streets are lined not just with the unemployed, but with the working poor. Thousands of residents clock into jobs every day, from hospital janitors to food delivery riders, and still return to shelters, cars, or makeshift encampments at night. The city's median rent has surged past $1,400, while the average income for low-wage workers hovers around $22,000, $32,000 annually, leaving little room for housing, food, or basic survival. Nearly half of all renters in Philadelphia are now considered cost-burdened, spending over 30% of their income on rent alone. These are people who mop hospital floors, stock grocery shelves, and serve coffee. Yet they sleep in parking lots, on church pews, or in 24-hour laundromats. One janitor at Jefferson Hospital reportedly worked 5 nights a week and still lived in her car with her 2 children, parking near the ER for safety. The city's shelters are overwhelmed, and transitional housing is scarce. The cruel irony? These individuals contribute to the city's economy, yet are denied access to its stability. This isn't just poverty, it's a betrayal of labor, where hard work no longer guarantees dignity. Let's move to the next step, because what's coming next reveals the cost of survival in a city that rewards silence over justice. Life in addiction. How the homeless survive one dose at a time. Imagine waking up on a broken sidewalk with no blanket, no food, and no one who knows your name. For many homeless people in Philadelphia, this is daily life. And the only escape is a bottle of cheap alcohol or a hit of crystal meth, known as ice. These drugs don't just numb the pain. They become the only way to survive hunger, cold, and trauma. Ice gives a rush of energy, but it also causes paranoia, violent mood swings, and days without sleep. Alcohol slows the body down, but it also leads to liver damage, blackouts, and fights. Most users don't shower for weeks. They wear the same clothes until they fall apart. They scratch their skin until it bleeds, grind their teeth from stress, and sleep sitting up to avoid being robbed. Some inject drugs with shared needles, risking HIV and hepatitis. Others mix alcohol with ice just to feel normal, but that mix can stop the heart in minutes. This isn't just addiction. It's survival in its rawest, most painful form. Let's move to the next step, because what comes next will show how deep this crisis really goes. The role of police in the lives of the homeless. For many homeless people in Philadelphia, the police aren't just a uniform, they're a daily fear. When someone is sleeping on a bench, sitting too long in a park, or asking for help on a street corner, they can be ticketed, fined, or even arrested. Not because they committed a crime, but because their existence is seen as a problem. People who use drugs like ice or alcohol to survive the cold or escape trauma are often treated like criminals instead of patients. Police are sent to clean up the streets, not to offer help. Some officers do try to assist, but many are under pressure to move people out of sight. That means breaking up tent camps, throwing away personal belongings, and sometimes using force. There have been cases where homeless people were beaten, stomped, or even killed during police encounters too. The system doesn't ask why someone is addicted or homeless, it just punishes them for being visible. And when shelters are full and rehab is out of reach, jail becomes the only place left. Let's move to the next step, because what comes next reveals how this cycle can finally be broken, a question for the system, and for us all. After seeing the pain, addiction, and survival of Philadelphia's homeless community, one question remains: what is the government really doing? Shelters are full, rehab centers are underfunded, and most programs only offer temporary help. But why can't the government offer simple jobs, like street cleaning, park maintenance, or public sanitation, to those who want to work? Imagine giving someone a broom instead of a citation, a small paycheck, a sense of purpose, and a chance to rebuild. Many homeless people aren't lazy. They're lost in a system that never gave them a way out. If they had a job, even a basic one, they could afford food, maybe rent a room, maybe start again. Isn't that better than letting them sleep on sidewalks and waste away in addiction? So here's the real question. Will the government ever choose dignity over punishment? Tell us in the comments. Should the homeless be given jobs instead of jail time? Could that change everything? Thank you for watching this powerful journey through the streets of Philadelphia, where every face has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. If this video opened your eyes, don't let the message stop here. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another truth we uncover. Your support helps us keep telling the stories that matter. And now we want to hear from you. Which country should we explore next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, whether it's the hidden struggles of Brazil, the refugee camps of Jordan, or the street life in India. Your voice will help shape our next journey. Thanks for watching. And remember, change starts with awareness.